are so ready. Thanks for joining us. We recognize that because of Memorial Day, it is now Tuesday. Normally we come to you live on the fourth Monday of every month, except that because of Memorial Day, we are here on Tuesday. So thanks for making the modification in your schedule. And we are going to talk about what is working right now. So Cheryl, I know across the country, our reps are in different spaces. Some of them are still on complete lockdown. Some of them are on partial open up, and some of them are on full open up. So
or they don't even know where they are, right? Some of them.
Say that again.
Some of them don't even know where they are today. I've heard from one of the reps that said to me, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to do. I got a message on Friday from my owner that said one thing, and then this morning they said, don't go anywhere. I was like, whoa.
Sure. Yeah. So here's the scoop. Wherever you are, that is perfect. Because we have learned how to market remotely. We've learned how to market in person. We've learned the in-between. So Cheryl and I are going to share with you quickly some of our best tips on how to do each of those things. So we just got done with a 6-week inside sales remote marketing program. That was amazing. And if you didn't get a chance to get that, please know that you still have access to it. We recorded all of our coaching sessions and it's on our website. You can go ahead and go there. But the biggest takeaways from that, or best practices that we learned, was work the inside sales process. What we mean by that is there is a step-by-step process, gathering your accounts, getting the contacts, making those initial calls so that you can keep up your relationship and get referrals while you are at home, for example, doing your remote marketing. So what we have found, one of the best practices is that we're watching at the cadence, communication cadence or topic cadence be about 2 to 1. That means 2 sales education messages to every one, what we're going to call social message. That's a self-care message or just a message of positivity to brighten someone's day and to continue to build that relationship. How about you, Cheryl?
So I will share with you the 2 teams that I've been working with the most during those last couple of weeks is that they have really used the changes to the telemedicine rules and regulations by the federal government to really go out after the patients that they currently had on service and make relationship contacts back to their PCPs and just basically offered and said, hey, we're currently providing, personal care assistance to one of your patients, Mrs. Jones. And if you wanted to set up a telemedicine visit, we know that you probably don't want her coming into the doctor's office, but we would love to help. And then at the same time that they're offering to support the docs by using their smartphones to allow the physician to do a telemedicine visit, they're also engaging with that physician and saying, who else do you know that's just like this patient that maybe we could offer services to? So I have seen such great success over the last several weeks by using the telemedicine as an opportunity to support doctors that you may previously have never even had a chance to speak to. You may have been invisible to them. And this is your opportunity where you are saying something that is so pertinent that their ears are perked up. They're reading these emails or listening to these phone messages, and they're like, wow, you are solving a serious problem that I am having right now. And I have seen that work over and over again.
Awesome. So I love that because it allows us an opportunity to really focus on current patients even, right? Current patients or clients that you have on service to elevate yourself in the mind of your referral sources or potential referral sources as somebody who provides additional value. And we always know, give to get, you will get more referrals out of that. So thanks Cheryl for that tip. Also remind yourself is as you are working through this process, just honor wherever you are. So some of you feel safe to go out into the community. Your referral sources are opening up their arms to you. We honor that. We also honor that some of us need to stay home and continue to have a stay-at-home order. So we recognize both sides of this experience, and you can get referrals during this time of staying at home. We've proven it time and time again over the last 12 weeks. Some of our best clients have really managed this well and are reaching out to the referral sources and getting meetings, getting responses. So we'd like to share with you a lot of our custom email work, which would be taking our 52-week sales message of the week and turning it inside sales. That means that you're communicating that via phone, via email, via voicemail, via text even. So what mediums are you utilizing? One of the things we know with email is it has to be customized to them. And one of our top best practices is to use alternative choices, such as, is today better than tomorrow? Or is Tuesday at 2 versus Tuesday at 4? We call those alternative choices. They're now focusing on what it is that you want them to do, not will they do it? Will they meet with you or pick up the phone or have a Zoom meeting? Whatever it is that you're asking them to do, give them two choices. We call this an alternative close, and it helps them focus on the action. Now, what happens if they don't have a time for you Tuesday at 4? Well, they just say that Tuesday's a bad day. How about Friday? Great, Friday will work too. So focus on your alternative choices and ask engaging questions. We know that subject lines are one of the best ways to get engagement and become curious about what's inside that email that you may have for them. Cheryl?
And really, if you take the time to do pre-call planning, where you know exactly the reason why you are going to reach out to an account, that you can very cleanly say that in the subject matter. Hey, I know you've got Parkinson's patients. That could be your subject matter. And then you can immediately jump in and say, hey, thanks for any patients that you referred in the past, or mention a patient that you know that you have on services currently to them, where you can say, we're the agency taking care of XYZ, Mrs. Jones, whatever her name is. And then you can follow that up with asking or sharing with them exactly what you have done to make her life, Mrs. Jones' life, better. I always say, document or share that with them the benefits that the patient has received by working with your organization. Because folks, we have the false belief that the doctors know what you do to change people's lives in the home. And they really don't. They get an idea or a concept that, yeah, okay, great, you're going to help them get bathed in the morning. But there's so much more to what you guys are doing than just bathing someone. You're giving somebody the opportunity to really have a better control of their diseases, especially with Parkinson. If somebody has that shuffled gait that is so seen all the time with one of those types of disorders, the fact that your aide or your nurse or your therapist is in that home, you are able to do something to keep that patient safe and avoid a fall, avoid an unnecessary trip to the emergency room. So you are giving them a better quality of life. And when you communicate in your emails, in your phone scripts, in your face-to-face sales calls, once they open up throughout the country, you are going to get so much further if you've got a solid purpose that brings a patient top of mind for your account, that they say, bam, this is who I need to get served right now. That's the trick. It's that simple, folks.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. So patient vignettes work. We teach that in the High Performance Sales Academy. We also teach that in the 52-week roadmap of referrals. We know that by presencing a specific patient type that you want, or client type that you want, or resident, you will get them. So thanks for sharing that. Cheryl, you want to talk a little bit about patient callbacks?
Sure. So Jason, I don't know if you could screen share maybe a little bit of information about the callback program. That would be amazing. But next week, guys, we are going to have a webinar on June 2nd. And during that time, we are going to be teaching you guys what other methods besides just direct sales calls out to doctors' offices or nursing homes or assisted living facilities or all of the wonderful accounts that we reach out to get referrals, where else can we open up the pipeline of additional referral sources? And I am going to be giving you during that webinar, not only the how-to, but the actual scripts that you can utilize to bring referrals in the door. Jason, do you want to play your lovely video or no? I know it's really short.
I am not entirely sure.
But they could come here and find it themselves, right? They can go to homecaresales.com/call me, /call me / and they would be able to watch this, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason. I didn't mean to put you on the spot right there. Awesome.
All right. So in the last 5 minutes, Cheryl, what is your best tactic that is working right now?
Right now, because the facility referrals have basically dried up for most of the accounts that I'm working with. I have an agency that's very large. They cover the entire state of Tennessee right now that I'm working with. I have one company that's also in California covering the Bay Area that I'm working with. And then I have my Philadelphia, Pennsylvania team, and one team right now that I just spoke to today in New Jersey. And I will share with you that the problem that these teams are facing is that the referral sources that they typically were relying on, which was all of their facilities, all of the hospital accounts, all of the skilled nursing facilities, all of the rehab centers, because they had canceled or stopped non-emergent procedures, the flow of referrals has dried up. And the only way that they are getting referrals and keeping numbers up is by going to the physicians that they have worked with in the past, looking to see any of the PCPs that they can reach out to or the large clinics. And they have really done a phenomenal job with their inside sales process, with emailing, phoning, sending cute little video text messages to keep in touch with their accounts and letting them know they don't need to be in the hospital in order to get services. Help us identify those patients and we will jump into action. We're following all the CDC requirements as well as the Department of Health requirements, and we can help your patients avoid going into the doctor's offices, avoid going into the emergency room. We are the solution, the best solution to keep your patients safe and in their home. And going to the physicians is where they're getting referrals. We shared last week in our inside sales training a success story about one of the reps, Steve. Steve had 30 referrals from one doctor's office. That's how well he was able to articulate what he could do to support those doctors' patients without them having to go to the hospital. This too, you can do it. How about you, Mel?
So
share with them.
A couple things that I want to just presence with you. The teams that are utilizing the phone, and the phone is still the most effective way, in my opinion. We are a human to human business where we can develop those relationships. Just this morning, I was on a call with one of the reps, and she was sharing with me that she feels like her relationships with her referral sources are deeper now than they were when she was out in person. And I would second that. We've seen that a couple times when we've gone through some type of emergency. Usually it's a local emergency like a hurricane or something of that nature. Obviously this is affecting everyone, but we've experienced that before. When you go through a trauma with somebody, and this is a trauma, you will develop quicker and faster and deeper relationships than what you would during normal times. This is also why when you think about soldiers and how quickly they bond because their lives rely on each other. And so we find that our reps are reporting that they are developing deeper relationships with their referral sources during this time. So my highest recommendation to you is move forward. It's your time to expand. Do not contract. Right? Contraction feels like I'm going to sit at home and I'm going to just wait this out. No, you have to expand into this space. You're the one that's going to have to reach out and find reasons to connect with your referral sources. Now, Cheryl and I are big proponents of education. So we believe that those messages should be education. You heard me at the top of the hour say 2 education messages to 1 social. We believe that by combining them both, you're going to create that deep, meaningful connection. And what that's going to mean to you is even if they don't have patients right this second, and I'm thinking about like the SNF with rehabs or the hospitals, if you are able to connect with those people inside, you are going to have the opportunity that when they do fill back up, to turn that thing on like a faucet instead of waiting for the drips and drabs to come out. You will now be the preferred provider, not just one of 3 brochures that are handed out. You have the opportunity to present yourself and position yourself as the agency of choice during this time. That's why our reps who are completely at home or completing remote marketing are carrying 100 accounts. During normal time, that would be a heck of a lot of accounts, more accounts than we recommend, but because you're able to cover ground faster, you are able to execute on this. So if you desire to if you want to know more about our Inside Sales program, you're welcome to go to our website and learn more about Inside Sales. So we gave you a number of opportunities here to learn from us or continue to learn from us during this time and this month. And we sure do appreciate, we are 15 minutes after the hour. So thank you for joining us today. And Jason, is there anything that we missed?
I think you guys did a great job, and yeah, just keep trucking. Don't give up. It's getting good. We're starting to see real movement from the feedback I get. Working marketing, obviously, I get more feedback, emails and whatnot, and the inside sales process really is working. So don't give up. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Go get it, and you're going to find that there are referrals right outside your door if you take the steps.
How about sharing your contact information, Jason?
Oh, absolutely. Anybody who wants to reach me, wants to gain more information about our programs, has to even brainstorm a challenge, feel free to email jason@homecaresales.com. I'll be glad to help.
Thank you, Jason. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
Have a great day, everyone.